our discussion today will be about connect sections pa rin, pero this time ellipse na naman, no? So, ano yung usual na ano natin? Sorry. Wait sandali lang. So, recording, yes. So, ano yung usual na form ng ellipse natin, guys? Diba, yung ellipse ganito yan. Either pa ganyan, or pa ganito. Okay, sorry. Ayan, there pa ganyan, or pa ganito. So, this one is, yung major axis niya ay nasa horizontal. Ito naman yung major axis niya, or yung mas malaking axis, ito yon, that is along vertical. Ito along horizontal. Okay. Now, let us discuss. Okay. So, ellipse. So, ellipse is a locus of a point which moves so that the sum of its distances from two fixed points called foci is equal to the length of a major axis 2a. So, let's try to draw an ellipse. Or, meaning to say, let's try to draw 2 points na lang. So, this is the foci of an ellipse. Wherein, if we will try to have this point right here, so, with respect to this first focus, so that is D1, and then from this point papunta dito, that is D2, kung isa mo daw yan, kung isa mo daw ito, that is equal lang sa, for example, meron tayong point naman dito. So, this is, let's say for example, D3, then papunta dito, D4. So, kung isam natin yung D1 plus D2, equate natin yan sa D3 plus D4, that should be equal. So, kapag ganyan daw, so, kapag ramihan natin yung points, no, we will be able to create an ellipse na ganito. So, for example, meron tayong point dito. Yung distance nito, i-add natin sa distance nito, that is the same distance right here. Okay? Or, ang distance, if we have this one, ang distance nito, tapos galing dito, papunta dito, okay? Ito, galing dito, papunta dito, that is the distance, for example, distance 5 and 6. Sabi daw, yung distance na 5 plus distance 6, that is equivalent sa 2 times A. Or in other words, this is the length of the major axis. Ito yun. The length ng major axis is this one. Okay. Endpoint to endpoint. Ito yun. Ito yung focus. Ito yung focus. So, length ng major axis is ito. Length ng minor axis is galing dito, papunta dito. This is the length of minor axis, which is equivalent sa 2 times B. Ito, length of the major axis, 2 times A. Kasi itong part na to, ito class, okay, hold on, itong part na to, that is A. Itong part na to, that is B. Yung A is called the semi-major axis. So, half ng major axis. Ito namang B is called, ang tawag nito is semi or semi-minor axis. Okay, yung totality nito, that is the minor axis. Okay, yan yung sa ellipse, ha. Okay, so ellipse, as I've said, no, pag meron tayong double cone, and then we'll cut a plane through this, in this manner, no, angular siya, naka-incline siya, so therefore we'll be able to have this diagram. That is an ellipse. Oh, ito yung itsura niya. Okay, we have here our ellipse na ganito. And then this one are the focus, ito at ito. And the center of the ellipse is this one. Now, as I've said, this one is the semi or semi-minor. This one is the, what do you call this one? Semi-major. So, yung total nito, major axis, total nito, minor axis. So, ito naman yung latus rectum ng ellipse. Ito yung latus rectum ng ellipse. Ito yung mga vertices ng ellipse. So, basically, yung distance between vertices, so, galing dito papunta dito, that is equivalent sa major axis, which is 2A. Okay, so, therefore, vertices to vertices, that is 2A. Okay, meron din tayong C. Okay, ito yung distance from the center papuntang focus. So, yung formula ng center papuntang focus, yung distance dito is equivalent siya sa A times E. Yung E, guys, that is eccentricity. Eccentricity. At distance naman from center to vertex, so center to vertex, that is yung A. And then center to this one. What do you call this one? This is the directrix. So, meron tayong directrix dito. So, ito rin directrix. Ito yun, no? Directrix. So, yung distance from the center to the directrix is equivalent sa A over E. Okay, yung center, okay, itong C, center to focus, that is A times E. Sa directrix, A over E. Yun yun, ha? So, just remember that one na lang. Okay, nandyan pa ba kayo? Okay, hold on. Baka, just tell me ha, kapag nawala ako. So, ellipse, general equation ng ellipse. So, ito yung general equation ng ellipse, guys. So, diba, parehas lang siya ng circle. Only that, yung A is not equal sa C. Yung sa circle, yung A is equivalent sa C. And then, yung eccentricity nito is less than 1. Okay, eccentricity ng ellipse is less than 1. Okay. Ano naman yung mga standard equations ng ellipse? Okay, first one is if ever yung center natin is at the origin. Sorry. Ito yun. So, yung center ng ellipse natin is nasa origin 0, 0. Kapag ganyan daw, ito yung magiging standard equation niya. Wherein, yung major axis natin nasa horizontal or yung mas malaking axis is nasa horizontal or along x. So, kapag ganyan, 'di ba, yung A sa ellipse is greater than B. Yung semi-major is equivalent or is greater than the semi-minor. So, kung major axis natin is horizontal, yung A nasa ibaba ng x. So, whatever yung malaking value, doon yun sa ibaba ng x kapag nasa major axis horizontal. Kapag naman yung major axis natin nasa vertical, eto, kagaya nito. So, yung A natin, which is the larger value, is nasa ibaba ng Y. And that is equivalent na sa 1. Yan lang yun on how you can memorize this easily, no? Now, how about naman yung standard equation with center at H, K? Wala dun sa origin. Kapag ganyan, so ang change lang is yung nasa numerator. Diba? With major axis horizontal, yung A squared nasa ibaba ng X. So, since meron naman tayong center na HK, so X minus H, then Y minus K pa rin. The same thing dito, kapag yung major axis natin nasa vertical, so yung mangyari is that yung A is nasa baba ng Y, then still same pa rin. X minus H, then Y minus K. Okay? And then, mga properties ng ellipse, meron tayo. A is always greater than B. Or mean to say, yung semi-major is always greater than semi-minor or semi-minor. Now, the eccentricity is less than 1. Always yan, ha? For ellipse lang. Okay, for ellipse. Yung sa circle, eccentricity is lesser than 1 pa rin, pero yung A at saka C equivalent. Yung sa parabola, equivalent to 1. So, exactly equivalent to 1. Sa hyperbola tomorrow, that is greater than 1 naman. Okay, which is, we'll discuss it by tomorrow. Now, distance from center to focus, I have already given here this one sa diagram, no? So, that as the formula is the product ng A times E. Then, distance from center to the directrix, nabigay ko na din to, that is A over E. And, yung A, makukuha natin yan using this formula, C squared plus B squared. Bakit hindi C equivalent to A squared plus B squared? Kasi, as I've said, yung A is always greater than B. So, kapag ganyan, di ba, okay, A is equivalent. Yung C squared, di ba, C squared is this one. So, that is AE squared plus B squared, no? What do you call this one? Ito pala yun, no? Okay, hold on na. Balik tayo dito sa diagram. Okay, dito na lang siguro. So, ito na diagram mo. Okay, this one is your A, no? This one is your B. Now, yung C natin is nandito yan. Okay, nandito yung C. Center to focus, yan yung C natin, no? Okay, among these three, yung B, C, at saka A, yung A ang pinaka malaki. Kaya, nagkataon na siya para yung magiging hypotenuse. So, kaya yung formula is pa ganito. Okay, A is equivalent to C squared plus B squared. Just memorize this one. Pag sa ellipse yan, ha? Pag sa hyperbola, iba din. And then latus rectum ng ellipse at saka hyperbola, the same lang yung formula. Ito yon. 'Di ba sa parabola that is 4 times A? Okay, sa parabola latus rectum is 4 times A. Pero sa ellipse at saka hyperbola, sa hyperbola same lang yung formula ng latus rectum. 2b squared over A. Okay, memorize niyo yan dapat ha. Then major axis, again, twice ng semi or semi-major. Then minor axis, twice din ng semi-minor. Distance between foci, okay, distance between foci, if we have this one, this is the focus, this is a focus, di ba? Galing sa center, papunta dito sa focus na to, that is C, no? And then, galing sa center, papunta sa another focus, that is C. So, ilang C to? Dalawa. So, kaya, twice of the C. So, yun yung center to, distance between dalawang focus, or that is distance between foci. Now, distance between vertex, okay, ito yun, mga vertices. So, ito, that is A di ba yan, or semi-major. Ito naman, that is semi-major also. So, that is twice of semi-major. Okay? Now, okay, I think yun lang yun, no? Then, let's try to solve some problem. Okay. So, ano lang ako, ha? We will be solving 4 problems today. So, ito yung mga problems, no? So, I'll just move to the OneNote para dito tayo magsasolve. By the way, meron ba kayong tanong regarding nung introductory part ng ellipse? Basically, yun lang yung mga formulas na may encounter natin for ellipse. Questions? Clarifications? None? Okay, so are we good? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Okay, so sample problems tayo. So the lengths of the major and the minor axis of an ellipse are 10 meters and 8 meters respectively. So ano tong 10 meters, guys? Ano tong 10 meters? That is the length of what?
Major, sir.
Major axis. So ano yung length ng major axis natin? That is major axis. Ano yung length ng major
10,
axis natin?
10 meter.
2a, di ba? 2a. Di ba? So that is equivalent sa 10, no? Therefore, yung a pala natin is 10 over 2, which is equivalent sa 5. Now, itong 8, that is the minor axis. And minor axis is twice of the semi or semi-minor. So that is equivalent 8. Yung b pala natin is 8 over 2, which is equivalent sa 4. Now, ang tanong dito, distance between foci. Ano yung formula ng distance between foci? Yung binigay ko kanina. Hello? Distance between foci, that is equivalent sa?
OL, sir.
Ha?
2C.
2c.
OL.
Okay,
2C
2c.
sa
2c yun. Diba? Mag-draw kayo ng parabola, ay yung ellipse. Okay, mag-draw kayo ng ellipse. Ito. Ito yung foci, ito yung foci na another. Focus dalawa. Okay, kaya foci, plural yan. Foci, ito, mga dalawa. Focus isa, foci yan, dalawa. So, we have here the center. Okay, papuntang focus 1, we have C. Okay. Papuntang focus 2, that is C. So, ilang lahat? Dalawang C. Kaya, distance between these two foci, that is 2C. Okay? Now, so, yan yun, no? So, kukunin natin yung value ng C. So, di ba kanina, as I've said, yung A is equivalent sa C square plus B square. Tama ba? Wherein yung A natin, meron tayong value niyan, and then, gawin natin, i-square natin to. So, mangyari niyan, A squared or B, 5 square. So, matira dito is C square. Yung tanong natin, kukunin natin yung C. Plus, yung B natin is 4 square. Okay. So, in other words, this is 25. Etong 4 square, that is 16. Transpose natin sa kabila, magiging negative 16 yan. Equivalent sa C squared. Etong 25 minus 16, ilan to? That is equivalent sa 9. Tama ba? Hello? 25
Yes,
minus 16, 9. Okay, C square. Okay, taking the roots, etong C, makancel yan o yung square. Therefore, C is equivalent to square root of 9, which is 3. Now, therefore, yung distance pala between foci is twice ng C, which is 2 times 3, or that is equivalent sa 6. So, the distance between foci, ito yun. Okay, that is equivalent sa 6. Okay, nawala, no? Okay, na lang. Yan na lang. So, yan yung value nito. Okay? I hope that's clear to you, no? Sige, problem number 2 tayo. The equation 25x squared plus 16y squared minus 150x plus 128y plus 81 equal to 0 has its center at what coordinate? So, kukunin natin yung center ng conic section na to. Okay. So, to do that, we will just be using completing the square method. So, i-group natin yung mga same yung variable. So, we have here 25x squared. I-group natin yan sa 150x plus itong 16y squared. I-group natin yan sa 128y. Then, itong constant, transpose natin sa kabila, magiging negative 81 yan. Now, gawin natin is i-divide natin ito. Okay. Di ba kailangan natin dapat 1 lang yan dyan. Okay, para makuha natin yung karugtong dito. Pero pwede din natin gawin is that 25x squared pa rin yan. Then, itong 150, i-divide natin yan by 25. Okay. 25. So, magiging ganito na yung paano ba to para mas maintindihan nyo, no? Ayun. Pwede natin gawin is that paano ba to para mas maintindihan nyo? So, di ba, para maka-completing of squares tayo, kailangan 1 lang yung coefficient niyan, no? So, in other words, yung x square na 25x square, yung 150, divide natin yan by 25. Before natin yan, i-divide ng 2. Yun. Mas maganda. So, we have here 150 divide 25. Bago natin yan, i-divide ng 2, then i-square natin yan. Di ba? Yan yung how natin i-complete yung square. Tama ba? So, mangyari niyan,
Yes,
this
sir.
is 150x pa rin. And then, yung c natin would be equivalent sa 150 divide 25. Bago natin i-divide by 2, then i-square natin yan. Yun yung mangyari niyan. Plus 16y square. Okay? And then, plus 128y. Yung third term nito would be 128 over 16. Bago natin divide by 2, then i-square natin yan. Yun. Then, you have negative 81. So, kukunin natin yung value nito muna. So, kukunin nyo yung calculator nyo. That is 150 divide 25. Then, bago natin yun, i-divide by 2. So, you would get 3 for this one. Tama ba? Can you confirm everyone if this is 3? Okay. Hold on. 3. Okay. Then, 3 squared is equivalent sa 9. Okay. Ito, magiging 9 na yan. So, this is negative 150x. This is 25x squared. So, ito magiging 9. And then, plus 16y squared. Then, plus 128y. Ito magiging equivalent sa, hold on, 128 divide 16. Okay. Divide natin yan by 2. Then, square natin yan. Okay, that is 16. Ito, 16 din. Okay, and that's equivalent to negative 81 plus 9 plus 16. Tama ba? Okay. Ito pala mas madali. Okay, hold on class ha. Para mas madali. Ito pala, na-remember ko na. Para uniform tayo ng solution. Okay, ito 16y squared plus 128y, no? Okay, equivalent sa negative 81. So, gawin natin is i-factor natin yung 25. So, magiging x squared yan minus ito magiging 4x. Tama ba? 25 times 4 magiging 150x. So, dito na tayo complete the square. So, negative 4 divide 2, that is negative 2. Negative 2 square, that is positive 4. Okay, mas madali ito. Plus, ito, 16. Factor out natin. Magiging y squared. At saka, 128 divide 16. Nakuha natin yan kanina. Okay, 128 divide 16. I think that was 8 or 4. That was 8. No, 8. So, magiging 8y to. And then, 8 divide 2. That is 4. Times squared or times, squared. Magiging 16 yan. And that is negative 81. So, ang i-add natin dito is not only 4 and 16, but 25 times 4. Kasi kung i-multiply natin yan. So, yun na yung magiging maa-add, no? So, kaya 25 times 4, at ito din, plus 16 times 6. So, 16 times, okay, 16 times 16. Okay, so we have here 25. Ito, ifa-factor out natin, x minus 2 yan, square. Plus, ito, 16. Then we have here y plus 4 square. Equivalent sa, ito, kukunin natin yung value niyan, negative 81 plus 25 times 4, and then plus 16 times 16. So you would get equivalent sa 275. Are you still there, guys? 275.
Yes, sir.
And then gawin natin is we will be getting the LCD nito. Or in other words, we can just divide both sides by 25 times 16. Dito din 25 times 16. Or the question lang is about the center lang naman, no? Center lang pala. Okay. So center is actually ito na yun. Okay? Center, ito na yun. Diba? We have here h comma k. Kapag yung h na comma k, so it is x minus h, then ito y minus k. So ano yung magiging center natin, everyone? Okay, that is positive 2 kasi negative dito. And then negative 4. So center lang pala ang tanong dito, kaya ito na yung magiging sagot natin. Kung kukunin natin tong standard equation nito, we will be dividing both sides by, okay, gawin natin kung kukunin natin yung additional problem na to, ha. Okay, sorry. Hold on. Kung kukunin natin yung general equation naman ito, paano ba to? Ito pala. Okay, plus 4 square equivalent sa 275. We will be dividing both sides by 25 times 16. Ito din 25 times 16. So wherein itong 25 maka-cancel yan. So x minus 2 square over 16 plus y minus y plus 4. Basically, ma-exchange lang yung positioning ng 25 at saka 16. And then ito 275 dapat equal yan sa 1. 275 divide 25 times 16. That should be equal sa 1. Hindi, no? Hindi equal sa 1. So, kukunin nyo pa yung LCD pala nito. Ano yung magiging LCD ng 25 at saka 16? Okay. I think wala dito yan, no? Meron yun sa, ano. Anyway, so, center lang man gagamitin natin. Dapat mag-equal to sa 1. So, you would get you need to find the LCD ng 16 at saka 25. So, but I think, kasi yung tanong dito is center, kaya hindi na siguro ni-refine ng questions, no? But, that's how you make a standard equation, no? So, basically, you need to identify muna the LCD nito. But anyway, yung tanong lang is yung center. Okay? So, let's proceed tayo sa problem number 3. Do you have question with problem number 2? Basically, yung ginamit lang natin dito is yung completing the square method. Okay, number 3. An Earth satellite has an apogee of 40,000 kilometers and a perigee of 6,600 kilometers. Assuming the radius of Earth of 6,400 kilometers, what will be the eccentricity of the elliptical path described by the satellite with the center of the Earth at one of the foci? So, nandyan pa ba kayo? So, basically, napupunta na tayo sa terrestrial na part, no? So, ano yung apogee? Ano yung perigee? Does anyone here knows how what is the difference between the apogee and the perigee? Everyone? Anyone from the group? Hello? Okay. Yung apogee tsaka yung perigee, tingnan natin kung meron ba itong mga ano dito, no? Ito, try natin. Ayun. Ganda. Ellipse. So, this is the ellipse, no? This is basically our orbit, no? And then, sabi dito that with the center of the Earth, yung center of the Earth is one of the foci. So, ibig sabihin, if this is your one foci and this is your another foci, ito daw yung Earth, no? Ito daw yung Earth. Yung center ng Earth is nasa foci. Ayun yun, no? Pero yung center ng ellipse, nandito yun. Okay, ito yung center ng ellipse. Now, sinasabi nating perigee at saka apogee. For example, nandito yung satellite natin. Ayan, satellite natin. Yung apogee, ito yun, apogee. That is 6,600 kilometers. Yung perigee naman is yung from satellite papunta doon sa ano, galing sa Earth pala. Galing sa center ng Earth, no? Center ng Earth, ha? Ay, sorry. Galing sa surface ng Earth. Ito yun. Galing sa surface ng Earth. Okay. Mayroon, ano mang good? 6,600. Merong mang radius yung Earth. So, malakihan natin yung Earth na lang. Okay. Kasi meron yung distance yung Earth, no? Papunta dito. Yan. That is 6,400. So, ito 6,400. Ito 6,400. Yan yung radius ng Earth. So, dalawa yan. Diameter na. Okay. Yung apogee from the satellite papunta dito sa surface ng Earth, which is 6,600. Yung perigee naman, yung perigee pala to. Yung apogee naman, yung malaking distance or mataas na distance. So, galing dito sa orbit na to, and then papunta dito sa Earth's surface. Ito yung apogee, which is 40,000 kilometers. So, makikita naman ninyo, no, kung ano yung apogee, yun yung pinakamalaking distance kasi malaki yung value dito. Yung perigee naman is yung maliit na distance lang. Ito yun. Now, 6,400 times 6,400, yun yung diameter ng mismong Earth. Ang tanong dito is the eccentricity ng elliptical path. Elliptical path or yung orbit na kung saan nag-orbit yung satellite natin, no? Around the Earth. So, yung eccentricity, everyone, that is equivalent siya sa C over A. Diba? Yung A natin is the distance from center to your vertex. Okay, so this is your A. And then, yung C natin, distance from the center papuntang focus. Or this is your C. So, that is basically your eccentricity, C over A. So, kukunin natin yung value ng C at saka ng A. So, kung i-add natin lahat ito, lahat ng to, okay, lahat ng distance na yan, that is equivalent sa 2 of A, tama ba? So, ano yung distance nito? Okay, 2 of A equivalent sa, meron tayong 6,600 plus dalawang 6,400. Tama ba? Okay, although na 6,400 plus isang 40,000. Okay, kindly give me the value of our A. So, yun yung value ng A natin, no? So, we have here 6,600 plus twice ng 6,400 plus 40,000. Divide it by 2. You would get 29,700. Okay, 29,700 kilometers. Yan yung value ng A. Tsaka yung tanong na lang dito or yung kulang na dito is yung value ng C. Yung C, guys, ito yun. Okay, pwede natin gawin. Ito, galing dito, papunta dito. Kung yung A, ito, is equivalent sa 29,700, i-minus natin yan, ito na side. Ito, galing dito, papunta dito. Okay, minus it by 6,600 and 6,400. You would get this length. Ito yung C natin. Okay? Or same lang sa dito, So, therefore, yung C pala natin is equivalent sa yung total na value ng A, which is 29,700 minus ito, 660, 6,600 minus 6,400. You would get the value of C equivalent sa ito, minus 6,600 minus 6,400. You would get 16,700. Okay, 16,700 kilometers. So, therefore, yung eccentricity pala ng elliptical path is equivalent lang sa 16,700 kilometers all over yung A, which is 29,700 kilometers. So, therefore, yung eccentricity pala is equivalent sa 16 answer all over 29,700. So, that is equivalent sa 0.56. 0.56. Yung eccentricity is always lesser than 1 for ellipse. Okay? Yan yung sagot sa problem na to. Okay, do you have question? I hope naintindihan nyo to, no? Okay. Wala naman, siguro. Okay, sige, proceed tayo sa problem number 4. This is the last problem for the day, no? So, the major axis of the elliptical path in which the Earth moves around the Sun. So, dito, yung Earth naman ang nag-orbit around the Sun is approximately 186 million. Okay, 186 million miles. And the eccentricity of the ellipse is said to be 1 over 60. So, yung eccentricity is 1 over 60. Wherein yung major axis, di ba? Major axis is 2 of A. So, that is your major axis. And that is equivalent daw sa 186 million miles. Okay, so ano yung value ng A? So, half lang, no? Half ng 186. Okay, half ng 186. Okay, 186 divide 2. So, you would get 93 million. 93 million miles. So, yung eccentricity, which is equivalent to 1 over 60, is equivalent lang sa C over A. Tama ba? So, we now have the value of A. No? We now have the value of A. Ang tanong dito, determine the apogee of the Earth. So, drawing tayo ulit ng elliptical path. Yan. And then, this time, nandito yung sun natin. Okay. So, sun mas malaki, ano? Compared sa Earth. So, for example, this is our sun. Yan. And then, dito yung Earth natin. Dito yung Earth. Okay, orbiting around the sun. So ito yung sun. So one at the center of the sun is at the focus, no? We don't know we don't know the what they call this one? The radius ng sun. Kapag ganyan, hindi natin alam yung radius ng sun, so we will be assuming radius is equivalent sa 0. O gawin natin yung sun as a particle. So pagka ganyan, gawin na yung sun as a particle. Kasi 'di ba yung apogee is should be galing sa center, no? Galing sa center papuntang surface na to. Since wala mang binigay na radius ng sun, so expect that yung apogee na yung perigee, ito 'yon, yung perigee, yung apogee naman ito na 'yon. Kapag wala ang binigay na kapag walang binigay na radius ng sun. Dito sa problem number 3, binigay man yung radius ng Earth. So, yung perigee is galing sa surface ng Earth papunta dito sa satellite. Yung perigee, yung apogee galing sa surface ng Earth papunta dito sa pinakalayong distance. So, dito hindi man binigay yung radius ng sun, kaya automatic yung apogee is galing sa center ng sun papunta sa pinakamalayong distance, no? Along the orbit. So, ito yung perigee. Ito naman yung apogee. So, tanong dito is the apogee. So, this one is the center. Nandito yung center ng ellipse, no? So, galing sa focus, papunta sa center. Okay, that is C, di ba? So, yung apogee pala, okay, C plus galing sa center papuntang vertex, that is A. So, yung apogee is C plus A pala, no? Apogee is C plus A. So, ang A natin, nakuha na natin yan, which is 93 million miles. Yung C na lang, okay. Galing dito, C equivalent to A times E, no? Therefore, we have here C equivalent to A times E plus A. So, yun yung apogee natin. Yung A natin, again, 93 million miles. Yung E natin, eccentricity 1 over 60 plus 93 million. So, magkano, ilan to, class? Sige daw. Pakikuha ng calculator nyo. Ilan to, class? Oh, sorry. Hello? Hello? Are you still there?
Nada po, sir.
Okay, that is?
Wait lang, sir.
Okay, paki-confirm if this is 94,550,000 miles.
Yes, sir. Tama, sir.
Okay, tama.
Yes, sir.
So, this is your
Tama.
apogee. So, yan yun. Yan yung process ng pagsosolve ng apogee at saka perigee. Basically, ito yung common application ng ellipse eh. Kasi yung orbit natin is elliptical yan. Elliptical in shape yan. Okay? So, if wala nang tanong, no? So, I think we're good na for this afternoon. Do you have questions?